Because the false accuser is ruining the whole family.
These are allegations, even though one has to be in this particular matter moved by the pain that is being expressed by Atul, but the fact is these are allegations, and neither should we dox the woman concerned, and neither should we publicize her name, etc., because it will lead to a backlash and will presume her guilty before
Rahul,
anyone presides over her innocence. But one second, no, it's a, you made a point. I understand.
Just let me complete this. Let me clarify this. I wanted to clarify that I said hang the false accuser when the court comes to know that she has filed a false case.
There are according to the victim, there were many people who were part of this. So, Ranjana Kumari, I have to ask you this question.
I'm not talking particularly about this.
Fair enough. Okay, let's keep it general. Fair enough. Let me ask you, Ms. Ranjana Kumari, and there's a problem here. Clearly, even the Supreme Court is expressing in what prevents the Supreme Court from coming in. Do you think an intervention is needed?
Well, Rahul, I've joined the program because normally your debates are very balanced, and I don't think we should villainize the woman who is living with a small 4-year-old boy whose alimony has not been paid to her, and all these allegations needs to be legitimacy of them and how veracity should be checked. So these complaints are subject to investigation. Let's put it there. Now, other thing is that we know that there were 9 cases. And the cases were of, since separation, it was custody of the child, it was alimony, it was, like it's a bouquet of cases that lawyers suggest to any woman, any family whose daughter or sister is going through all this, they will get a bouquet of cases and then they will proceed to the court. Now, here the bigger point here is that when he in his society, I have total, this thing, I really share the pain of the family because, this is something young man, they lost, and this is most unfortunate. But look at the allegations. Allegations are talking about harassment by the court, 120 times visit to the court, 40 times he personally had to go. Why? Yeah. He had a lawyer to look after. Then also he's talking about judicial corruption. He's talking about family courts not functioning in the legal manner. He's also saying that mental health issue was there, which nobody is in the discussion, bringing the whole idea of, why did they go to in these shadi.coms and all these things. They don't look after these issues, that if somebody is suffering from some kind of a mental health and family is pushing the person into marriage, then what will it happen? Say a bipolar, say somebody who has schizophrenia.
No, we don't know what the issue
we don't know. That's what I'm just giving an example.
One second, let's not speak over each other, please.
Don't say this.
Okay.
Let's
not speak over each other.
Such a bright person, an AI engineer, an artificial intelligence engineer.
Let her finish. Let her make her point. We can come back and rebut.
I just want to say that if this was not the dowry law per se, which there is general perception about that, because if you have 6,000 women in 2022 dying, reported to
so
Parliament,
you believe that
1 minute, 13,500 women who are being harassed and complained. I think, why don't men go and say my wife is beating me, or why do they?
So you're saying from one case don't throw the law out of the window. Okay, 1 second, Advaita Kala, where do you come in on this?
Well, first of all, my condolences to Vikasji. I think it's very brave of him to face a debate on a topic that is so personally devastating. So really, my condolences to him and his family and his mother, who's just absolutely devastated, and it breaks one's heart to have to see her go through that with a young son. I think, the default setting, I think, for all of us, Rahul, is, of course, to listen to women too, because we come from a society where we have seen a lot of oppression when it comes to women. But what is inarguable, and it pains me to say this, because this means that women who are still oppressed, still victimized in our country, are now going to be doubted because some people use this with the cooperation of crooked lawyers. They use sections that are meant to protect women to abuse men. And this is something that we have to recognize and acknowledge.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with this debate very often becomes is that it takes on this identity politics shade, you know, with the where you're either for women
Or
or you're
against.
for men. And the worst thing we can do when there's such human tragedy involved is to get caught up in these ideologies. I think it's extremely important that we recognize the suffering of this young man who erased himself.
Well, that's why
he's a
Advaita
victim
Kala, that's why.
and also the judicial system.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Also
That's the thing. That's
judicial
the reason
system.
why
So
I've
there is
kept
that
my
personal
questions
issue
focused
which
on the system, which perhaps needs some attending to. Now, viewers, we can have that debate also on what requires to be fixed and how much of it requires to be fixed. But it was a good initiation into a conversation. There is a recognition that the law perhaps is a bit infirm. I leave it at this, viewers.